All right, let me talk about positioning. It's a critical aspect in your development. They say that goalkeepers get better as they get older. And it's not because they jump higher, they're more explosive, or they're stronger. It's because of the knowledge that they gained over the years of experience that they played. They seem to be in the right position at the right time all the time. And that isn't luck, my friends. That's knowledge. It's more important that you master angle play and positioning than it is to add an inch to your dive. Okay, so listen up. Angle play is three-dimensional. It's right, left, and above your head. How you position yourself depends on your athletic ability and your size, and of course, what's happening in front of you. If I was to take a row of soccer balls and put them on this goal line, another row, another row, another row, and I looked at this goal, and it's a solid wall of soccer balls. You know how many soccer balls I could fit in here? 364 soccer balls. And you're going to say, why is that important, coach? Because let's say there's a field player at the penalty spot, no goalkeeper. There's 364 shooting patterns that player has. Now, as soon as you step in, you've reduced the number of shooting patterns. If you get a little bit closer to the ball and reduce the size of the goal, you reduce the number of shooting. So it's taking away, good positioning is taking away options away from a field player. It's amazing. You can go anywhere in the world and the size of this goal is the same. But how you position yourself is what the shooter sees, and it's magical. If you're in a correct position at the right time, you're going to make this goal appear smaller than it is. And that's where the magic comes in. Goalkeeper dance is associated with the soccer ball. No matter where the ball is, you should always have your belly button pointed to that ball. If you have your belly button pointed to the ball like a laser, then that means you have good equal distribution of weight. You have good dynamic stability. Listen carefully. You're far better off being out of position and in balance than being in position off of balance. Balance is key. Your ability to move forward, backwards, sideways is crucial to your success. So the further the ball is away from my goal, the further I'm away from my goal. The closer the ball comes to the goal, the closer I get to the goal. We're going to go over starting position and saving position. The starting position is what the field player sees. They take a snapshot, then all their attention goes down to the ball, their head drops, their leg is pulled back to strike the ball, and that's when you get into your saving position. So what they see is the image they implant in their mind, but then what you're going to do is you're going to take that step forward to reduce the size of the goal. This goal is your home. This goal is your home. This property, this goal area is your property. So you're a property owner and you're a homeowner. The difference between me and you is I pay taxes and you don't. Okay, so it's really important that you understand the dimensions. I'll ask you how many years you've been a goalkeeper. Some of you will say, I just started today. Some say I played 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. And I ask these questions everywhere I go, and I yet have a goalkeeper to tell me the correct answer. What's the size of this goal? What's the distance between this end line and that penalty spot? What's the distance between this end line and the small area box? What's the distance between this end line to the top of the big box? What's the width of the small box? What's the width of the big box? You have to be a student of the game, goalkeepers. This is the area that you're responsible for protecting, that you're allowed to use your hands. It's important that you understand and you understand the dimensions to every inch. If I ask you, you're in the middle of this goal, how many side steps does it take to get to that post? If I ask you, you're on this post, how many crossover steps does it take to get to this post? You have to know that, and you need to know that with your eyes closed. You need to understand that. So be a student of the art of goalkeeping. Be a student of the art of goalkeeping. Now, when the ball goes across the center of the goal, that's when you should be your furthest out away from the goal line. When the ball breaks to your left or breaks to your right, that's when you begin to taper to the near post. This is why oftentimes we prefer goalkeepers to distribute wide. Because if you lose possession there, the goal is a lot smaller for the shooter than if you lose possession in the middle. Okay? Question for you. There's the ball. It's on the end line. Let me have you three guys right here. You come up first, Owen. Tell me where you would position yourself in relationship to this ball.
I'd come to my near post. I'd be basically on the goal line, but also angled a little bit out, ready for a cross.
Freeze. Next. Yep.
I'd probably
Freeze. Next. You tell me where you should position yourself. Okay, cone there. Okay, thank you. Now, there's a field player. Abby, you're in on that ball. What are the options that Abby has from that distance and in possession of the ball? What can she do? She could pass diagonally back. One. What else could she do?
She could try to curl it in.
She could curl it to the back post for a cross. So a diagonal across. What else could she do? She could shoot. What else could she do? She could dribble. She has 4 options. She can dribble, she can shoot, she can pass diagonally, or hit a ball behind me for a cross. I want to reduce the number of options that Abby has. So if I'm in this position, am I reducing, am I taking away, am I eliminating the diagonal ball behind me? I'm not, because look at the space that I'm giving up. There could be a player coming in with speed to the near post and then tucking it away. Am I discouraging her to shoot to the near post? I'm not. Am I discouraging her to dribble to the near post? I'm not. What option am I best to save? The cross behind me. Now, what should be behind me? Should be my supporting players. Should be my players protecting the space behind me, which is most difficult for me to handle. If I position myself here, am I reducing the chances of her playing diagonal? Could I potentially intercept it?
No.
Is she going to take a shot?
No.
And if she does, I give up a rebound for a corner rather than a rebound for a goal. If she dribbles, I'm close to the ball and I can shut it down. What's the best option for her from that distance if my positioning is here? It's the back post. And where's my supporting players?
On back post.
In the back post. So in my opinion, and goalkeepers might vary in opinion, I like to protect my near post slightly ahead. Good equal distribution of weight, because I can pick off the diagonal ball, I can handle the shot, I can put pressure on the dribble, but I invite her to hit a cross. To hit a cross, it's a high ball, which means it gives me time and space to recover, to play it. Okay? I always want to be able to protect my near post, the short stick, the fast stick. It's the post that's closest to the ball. If you give up a near post goal, more than likely it's because of poor positioning. You always want to invite the shooter to go to the far post. And if they put it there, what should you do? Congratulations, well done. Because that's the only opening that I've been able to give you. For younger goalkeepers, I recommend that you play in a 3-goal system. And what do I mean by that? I'd like to put marks on the 6-yard line. I just gave you one of the dimensions for your homework here. over there, and with turf you put down little tape, a little black tape. I like to put it up on top of the big box, right in front of the post. 3-goal system, 1, 2, 3. So when I look down, if I'm here, if I look down at my markings, I know where I am in relationship to the goal. If I'm here and I look down at my markings, I know where I am in relationship to the goal. Natural grass, just a little bit of a mark. Don't be digging a ditch because it's illegal to mark up your field, but just a nice little touch. Okay? Once again, the ball goes across, you're further out in the center. You're beginning to tape to the near post. Abby, pick up the ball in a row, please. And move to your right. Okay, good. The other factors that affect positioning is the speed of the ball and the speed of the attacker. Is the ball on the ground? Is the ball bouncing? If the ball's on the ground, it's much more difficult to chip that ball over a goalkeeper's head. If the ball is bouncing and you didn't win it outright, it's much easier for a field player to touch it over the top. So as the ball is bouncing, if you didn't win it first time, hold your ground. Be careful of the amount of space that you have behind you. Now, notice a triangle. I have an end of the rope here. The apex is where the ball is, opposite to the other cone, and then I use the goal line as a foundation of my triangle. Here I am. Now, Abby, you're going to simulate a shot. I want you to see my body language. So I'm here, back up a little bit. Yeah, here I am. She takes a picture and boom, I step forward. You should always be able to get 2 hands to the near post, and as a triangle opens, 1 hand to the far post. So I started here, let's simulate that again. Here I am, and I come, boom. We're gonna review starting position and saving position and how I believe to best have equal distribution and dynamic stability in your position. Now we open up all the way to the center. Now you can see that the maximum size of the triangle is when the ball is at the center. And here, it's taking that step, getting 1 hand to the far post, getting 1 hand to the other far post. The suggestion I would make to you guys is this, and maybe one of you will do it, but it'll make a difference in your performance. After training, after a match, log in the number of goals and where they are on a chart. Draw out a goal and you'll see patterns. Perhaps a majority of your goals that you're giving up is low to the right, or maybe it's handling a cross, or maybe it's one-on-one, or maybe it's right at you. Once you begin to develop a pattern, and it could take a few weeks to a month, then your training should reflect what you need in order to prevent such a high increase of goals conceded, right? So do that assignment. Write it down, plug it into your goals, and see. And you'll find that there's going to be certain areas that are going to be more dotted than others. Hardcore goalkeeping starts here and works away from your body. Be simple, be safe, be secure, and you'll have a great career, and the coaches will sleep well at night. If you're one of these goalkeepers that are able to get the flying extensions up to the corner, but you're giving up soft, fundamental goals, you're high risk, and you won't have consistency. Start here with your training and work away from your body. Okay? This is the reason why we don't distribute to the center, because the goal is so big. All right? Would you like to add anything, staff?
I've got some. Yeah. So, is this a calm situation for our team when the ball is this far away?
No.
This is not going to be a calm situation. So much of what we're talking about right now is going to be how can we make ourselves more calm in these scenarios, right? And get our angles down so we're not panicking as the ball's coming 12 yards out, 12 yards here. When the ball was here, we talked about this a little bit last week. I like to touch my post a little bit. That gives me some peace of mind, right? It gives me an idea of, well, I know where this post is. So as the ball shifts here, I like to touch it for a second and then I'm off of it. Last week we had one coach who said he likes to touch it a little bit longer. You know, he likes to give the attacker the idea that they're not going to beat him to his near post. Dan said something important, that we're all going to do things a little bit differently. We're all different sizes, our feet work slightly differently, our bone structures are different. So the way we approach this is going to be a little bit different. But you guys need to make choices about what is going to make me calm and in control of this situation so I can deal with these angles properly. For me, it's touching this post when it's here. For me, I like to picture these lines when I'm in the goal. I picture these lines when I'm grocery shopping sometimes, and I'm in front of the grape juice, and the grape juice is this big, and I see someone coming down the aisle. I imagine the lines, and I'm like, all right, if she takes a shot on the grape juice, I'm blocking it. These are just little things in my head, though, that are going to make me more calm when I'm in this situation and my team is freaking out because we got a ball 12 yards out, or someone's got the ball on the end line and dribbling. Any little mental cue that you can give yourself to calm down is going to help you in these situations. So think about that as we move through this week. Yes?
You good, Danny? You good, Abby? Okay, great.